Hello, hockey fans. Game 6 in the Central Division's final took place tonight, and it was a big game. Dallas was looking to advance, while the Jets were looking to force a Game 7 back at home. So, here's a breakdown of what took place tonight. First period saw the Jets kind of dominating shots, and they had their chances, but in the end of the first 20 minutes, no goals went in, and it was pretty eventful period. Not much else happened. Now, um, before I talk about the score after two, I have to bring this up. See, there was an extra bit of emotion in this game. Mark Scheifele was playing with a heavy heart. He had lost his father the day before this game took place, and he found out about the news this morning, and he decided he was going to play, and as you can see from the shot, the Jets scored first, and it was Shifley that put it in. It was on a delayed penalty. It was on a delayed penalty. They were going to call penalty on Dallas, but during that delayed penalty with the extra man on, Shifley got the puck, put it in past Ottinger. Of course, the rule goes: you score a delayed penalty, there's no power play. And I was very happy with this because this had to be a feel. It was a feel good moment. It was a feel good moment. He had just lost his father, and he puts it into the pivotal game 6, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful moment. Of course, Sam Steele tied it up later in the frame, and this was the score after 40 minutes, 1-1. Um, pretty the goal. So we saw goals, two of them, one on each side, but that's about all we saw. So 20 minutes remained in regulation, and here's here's how that ended up. So yeah, it was pretty back and forth, but nothing much happened except for one thing. A penalty with about 15 seconds left of regulation was committed, and it was Shifley. It was a trip, and it was one of those that had to be committed because it was on a breakaway. Had that trip not happened, chances are a breakaway goal happens and the game ends right there. And there was talk about should it have been a penalty shot. And they said no. So and here's the crazy thing, that was the first penalty. That was the first penalty of the game. I was like wondering, damn, we're gonna see regulation without any penalties. Some games have happened like that before, but yeah, that was the first penalty of the game with about 15 seconds left of regulation. So Dallas had a power play, and the remaining ticks of that third period were evaporated, but it was still be like a buck 40 something left of that power play in overtime. I was hoping that the Jets could get rid of the rest of it, and we could see something happen. Unfortunately, that was not the case. I think there was about a few seconds left in that power play when Thomas Harley shot it in past Hellebuck, and that was that. Game over, series over. So, despite the game efforts and despite the emotion involved, the Jets came up short, and as a result, for the third straight year, the Dallas Stars are in the Western Conference Final. This is also the fourth time in this decade they reached the conference final in that 2020 bubble, which saw them actually go to the Cup final. And of course, this is three in a row. They made it in 23 and 24, and now here they are again in 25. And with this, it's a rematch of last year. It's Oilers and Stars in the Western Conference Final again. Oh boy! And I think Dallas has home ice just like they did last year. But last year, of course, Edmonton beat them out. So yeah, and of course, once the game ended, the sad part is the game ended with Shifley in the box. And once that goal went in, there was a heavy huddle. The Jets huddled around Shifley with their condolences, and of course, like I said, he played with a heavy heart. He lost his father, and he did have the one goal for Winnipeg, and so yeah, it was a pretty emotional moment. So but unfortunately for the Jets, their season's over, and the President's Trophy claims another victim. The curse continues. The New York Rangers remain the only team in the last, I think it's 12 seasons now. They remain the only team, only team to win a President's Trophy and actually reach the third round or later. They did it twice, in 14 and last year. So that series is over. 3 spots the Final Four are in. 1 remains. We all know where I'm going with this. Tomorrow night, round 2 ends. Divisional playoff play ends. It's Game 7 in the Atlantic. Panthers, Leafs, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, on TNT in the States and streaming on Max. The winner will face the Carolina Hurricanes in Eastern Conference Final. If it's the Panthers, the Hurricanes will have home ice. If it's the Leafs will have home ice. This is big. This is big here, and we'll see if the Leafs can climb out of this and win and advance to the conference final for the first time since 2002, or if the Panthers could make what would be their 3rd straight trip to the Final Four. It's gonna be wild. Remember, Game 7 tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. So that is my recap of Game 6 of the Central. If you like this video, click the like button. If you're on YouTube, click subscribe if you want more. If you're on TikTok and Instagram, feel free to hit that follow button. And I'll be back tomorrow to recap Game 7, hopefully with the news that the Leafs have advanced. So stay tuned.